Hello and welcome to Refuse. Well, it is Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, so I hope at least the Americans are having a good Thanksgiving. I hope you had a nice, good meal, spent time with friends and family, and hey, even if you're not in the U.S., I hope you had a good day and had a good meal with friends and family. We don't do enough of that, I think. So I'm trying to be positive, trying to be better because it's been a weird day. There's some YouTube shenanigans going on, and yeah, in case you haven't heard, Mags and Kwanzaa are trying to take down Diversity in Comics' channel, which I'm surprised they haven't tried the tactic that they're using by filing copyright strikes. I'm surprised they haven't tried this yet. Oh, yeah, got a little owie. Um, so, yeah, anyway, it's been a weird day on YouTube. I'm just catching up on stuff here. Reminder, I am doing a giveaway. So yeah, giving away one of the Walgreens exclusive Magic figures. Um, yeah, Saturday, the 24th, I will be announcing a winner. We'll do a draw, so like I've done in the past with the Thing figures. So I'm I'm procrastinating. Can you tell I'm procrastinating on this book? Oh, you know, Kelly Thompson is not a bad writer. I like some of her stuff. Um, and I I've said it before. I don't know what they're trying to do with this book. Um, it's we're up to the fourth issue now. We're up to the fourth issue already, and I'm just surprised they didn't try to pad this out into six issues. This Brodock storyline, so it'd be fit into the trade paperback. But yeah, this book's getting dumber. And I've been trying to compliment this book. I've been trying to find good things. It's not all bad. Sometimes the jokes land, sometimes they don't. I've said before, I like silly comics. Yeah, I like it when a comic can be campy and silly, um, and owns up to it. I also like when comics can do a balance of humor and action, humor and seriousness, I guess I should say. I've mentioned in the past the JLI. Uh, Before they were the JLI, the Justice League, and um, yeah, that was a good run. People remember the Bwahaha. I know I've said this before, um, but I think it's relevant because people forget that how serious the book could be. The Gray Man storyline in that book was just it was good. There were some really good storylines in that. I think Kelly is trying to do something with this book, but she's not getting the balance right. So now she's going with silly. And it's kind of disappointing. Anyway, I'm just going to jump into the book. I'm going to try and make this quick. It's Thanksgiving and yeah, no one needs to see this. As you know, at the end of the last issue, Kate Bishop was turned into a monster by Brodock. So we have Fuse, Johnny Watts. That sounds like a porn name, Johnny Watts. Trying to argue with one of the women that's been turned into a monster. And then they suddenly both look aside because a giant arrow comes crashing down on them. The reason why is, of course, Katie the Lady Hawk. Okay, so she gets turned into a giant monster. Fine, okay. She and Tigra apparently have kept their clothes. Look, they didn't even tear. That's a little hole she has that has feathers coming out of it already. So yeah, but why did her bow and arrows, why did they grow too? I mean, you just saw a giant arrow land between them. Why? How did Brodock's machine do that? First page. First page. First page. And we don't care. It just, we don't care. So anyway, we have Brodock with Kate. Um, your arrows are dumb, man, Hawkeye. Uh, America punches Kate. Sorry, princess, but you just fired a giant arrow at the beach, and I can't have that. So they finally mentioned that MODOK has psionic abilities. Um, and they have mentioned that, so obviously Brodok would. And Quentin is the one saying, hey, why don't we tag out? You need a psychic here. And so America opens one of her portal things, and that's when Brodok suddenly remembers he can do the mental thing to Clint. Bow to me, Mad Hawkeye. So yeah, then we just get the Quentin and Brodok having a mental ability battle. You know, Quentin's been seriously depowered, so he's pushing all those buttons. Um, we could have been best friends. We still can. Together we can kill Los Angeles. It deserves it. Yeah, I kind of agree. You make a persuasive argument, but still a no. So Hawkeye gets away, and Clint gets away, goes into MODOK's lab, finds the machine, which he happened to write on big letters here, the landward for back. Okay? You know, even Clint has to point out, man, these villains really can't help themselves, can they? They're their own worst enemies every time. Why would he label that? Why would... Yeah, it doesn't matter. So, Clint pulls it out. You know, I'm just going with it. Clint pulls it out and points it at Katie. And instead, Brodok still keeps taunting Quentin. You know, you cannot defeat me. Some people say you can one day channel the Phoenix Force, but that seems absurd. You're just a run-of-the-mill telepath. Okay, fine, whatever. Quentin takes him out with one of his psionic shots. And while Clint looked like he was aiming at Lady Hawk, he's actually aiming at Brodok. And, well, it worked. Hard to really see it as an improvement, though. And yeah, surprise, surprise, it really is MODOK. Okay, so he has this device that he used on the other women to turn them into giant monsters. Okay, he uses it to turn Katie into a giant bird thing. Okay. So this obviously, since he reversed, since he used the back button, basically, it reversed what he did to himself that made him into this handsome, albeit with a giant head. Why, if he used it on himself, why didn't it turn him into something even more monstrous? Why did it turn him into someone with a golden tan and muscular? Aside from the big head, a handsome guy. Why? How did the machine work that way? What? Oh, this is hurting my head. Consistency. Is that too much to ask? Is that really just too much to ask? Anyway, now with Hawkeye, with MODOK, you know, taken out, you know, Katie hits him, knocks him into the building, kind of knocks him out. She's getting her head back. She hasn't been fully brainwashed, but she doesn't want to turn back into a human just yet. Okay, understandable. She could do more as a giant bird thing. Here's where we have another one of this book's problems. So Quentin tells Katie and Clint that they need to get MODOK away. The best thing would be for him to be far away. Unconscious wouldn't hurt. Okay, so what does Katie do? She just hurls him off into the sun. Okay, maybe she's not going to go all the way to the sun, but yeah, you have to get him away. You have wings. You're giant. Why don't you just take him somewhere far away? Because this is the problem we've had with this book. Whenever there's a problem, let's just throw it off to the side. Remember the second issue with Tigra? And when Brodok showed up, they just let her turn around and walk back into the ocean. Yeah, it was the first issue. So yeah, that's just what we do. The problem's hard. Let's just shuffle it off to someone else. What could possibly go wrong? These are our heroes. These are our responsible heroes. Yeah. You know, Clint's new to being a superhero, I understand. Oh no, wait, he only formed the original West Coast Avengers. I'm going to skip a few pages because just go over here because what we have here is we meet Fuse's sister who's trying to rescue people out of the store that she runs out of the building, and she even has a moment to talk to the camera crew about her brother. And I'm going to keep skipping a few more pages because it's basically just Katie coming up with Hawkeye Clint riding her. So many innuendos here. And Quentin levitating the reversal machine. So then we get this 2-page spread of everyone fighting the various monsters, which I've already stopped caring about them. It's generic monsters. And here, look, we're trying to be funny. Yeah, this move needs a name. No. And Gwenpool saying, "I like you, Dragon, but I will put my sword in your eye if you get too close to those civilians." I'm starting to like Quentin more. He's protecting humans. Hold still, sheep. And yeah, we got Tigra. So yeah, they're fighting. One of the monsters gets knocked back into the building. They have caused so much damage in this book. Um, Ramon, his sister, is still trapped in there. America goes in to save her. She's got her dog, Lucky, and her cat. And she has her big hero moment. And, "Hi, America, right? Yeah. You okay?" Cat, "Mrr." And then, "So, you and Ramon, huh? I bet you no one would even miss you if you disappeared. Hey, artist, you gave her cleavage. You can't do that in a Marvel book anymore. You know that, right? You snuck that in. In fact, it even comes off the panel into the gutter. You know that, right?" Anyway. So now we have the monster girls who have been turned back to normal, and they're complaining about this and how they're going to go after BODOK, and Clint's turning Tigra back down. And this doesn't make sense. Is it because she was already a were-girl, that all the machine did was make her big? Don't think about it. Don't think about the device. And so yeah, Katie starts freaking out. No, this can't be happening. I can't have my two best friends making hard eyes at each other. Not today. Not when I spent most of my day being a giant hawk monster. No. And yeah, let's go back up to this line. Where Katie sees Ramon in America. She's just walking out with her arm around her. Okay. What? I was just helping her. Really? Well, maybe not just. Huh? Huh? She's gay. She's gay. So, obviously, they just hit it off like that. God, this writing's stupid. Although, there is, I guess, a little bit of truth in advertising here. I've had a lot of gay friends, and I know that what sometimes happens is they end up having these socially incestual relationships, because when I don't know if it's gotten any better now, but I know back then you would have a lot of well, how can I say this? I don't want to sound like a jerk or anything, but the way it was explained to me was that you would have basically your social circles. So I can't even talk tonight. Social circles, which would be mostly the gay people. They go out to clubs together and everything. And what happens is, and I heard this from a lesbian friend, is that they eventually end up at some point having all dated one another. It's just the way things work because it's not like out in the real world or whatever, where, you can have a guy and a girl meet. Chances are they're probably both straight. Chances are really good they're both straight. And so when they do meet someone outside their social circle, someone new who is also gay, they tend to hit it off hit it off immediately. There's a joke about, after one date, two lesbians are already picking out shower curtains. I'm not trying to be a jerk or anything. It's just that it's stupid. but I can actually see a little bit of truth in this. I've seen it firsthand, and it's still stupid because she just walked out of one of her stars, and suddenly Katie is already. This is making Katie look like a jerk, to be honest. And she's already assuming stuff. The comments don't help much, but anyway, it's just I had to go on a little rant on that. It's stupid. So, Tigra turns down Clint's offer to join the West Coast Avengers team, and she's not shy about it. And Gwenpool stands up for this one monster, the dragon, who doesn't want to be turned back into a dragon, turned back into a human. Um, so, is this what you want? Yeah, it's awesome. Are you gonna wreck stuff and eat people or pets and generally make my life miserable? No, I'm a vegetarian. Well, okay then. Yeah. And maybe sometimes you can give me a lift because I've always wanted to ride a badass dragon that used to be a cool lady. How do you know she was a cool lady? And also, you're a dragon now? Sure, as a human, you were a vegetarian. But it's kind of like how you can't make a cat vegetarian. It will die. In your new dragon form, can you even be a vegetarian? I mean, we don't know. It's a mythical creature. Don't think about it. Just don't think about it. It's stupid. See, look at that. Oh, I'm Bridget. Kate. Shop. Hopefully we'll never see you again. Oh, again, back to our little TV crew thing, which I was kind of hoping was related to MODOK, Brodock, whatever. And yeah. Oh, look, they really hate each other. Yeah, look at all that passion. Yeah. It's stupid. I'm not even wasting time on it. And then we get all this information about how your first big win as a team. I think you'd be happy. Okay, let's talk about this big win. How much property damage was caused? I mean, it looked like the coast of Santa Monica was destroyed. And then she gets a text from Captain America. Bruce Springsteen. See, that's a ring. That's his ringtone. Yeah, because he's Captain America. Shut up. And here's the worst part of the book. I was actually going to stop beforehand, but this needs to be addressed. They go on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Now, this is no surprise. We've seen the ads for it. And and Hawkeye. Two Hawkeyes. I bet that's a bit confusing, isn't it? And of course, they all say yes. Indeed, let me try again. Clint Barton, you're the grizzled veteran next to these kids. How does that feel? It's amazing. I'll bet. Really? Really? Where is the real? He's a Skrull, isn't he? He's not really Hawkeye. This is not the Hawkeye I remember. Even if he's being sarcastic. So then, yeah. Are the West Coast Avengers really back? Yes. Well, maybe not the most confident response, but we'll take it. You heard it here, folks. The West Coast Avengers are back. Why is Jimmy Kimmel? Why did they do this? I know, back in the 80s, they did, the Avengers went on David Letterman. But it was not just it was not like this. Why? And by the way, Jimmy Kimmel's not that funny. He was better on The Man Show. But, okay, I take that back. Sometimes he is a little funny, but still, why? Are they trying to be cool? Is this what Kelly Thompson thinks is cool? Who set this up? Who arranged this? So now we have all the villains, seeing that the West Coast Avengers are back. I just relocated. How tiresome. Graviton. Well, there goes the neighborhood. And the Dutch oven's back. Jeez. And then we have Madam Mask. West Coast Avengers are back in business. Not on my watch, they're not. What? Madam Mask was always like an Iron Man villain. What? I don't recall her really having anything to do with the West Coast Avengers. So why would she care? Why the eel? Why did they bring the eel back? That's okay. I'm all about bringing back old characters. Graviton at least was a West Coast Avengers villain, But oh God, what? Look at this face. Look at this face. Look at the all this for and they were promoting this like this was a good thing. Hey, Jimmy Kimmel's going to be in the West Coast Avengers. For one panel, it basically says, "Are the West Coast Avengers back?" Yeah. Well, I hope so. We've been reading this book for 4 issues. They've been saying they've got a film crew recording them. I had hopes for this book. I was cautiously optimistic. After the first issue, I'm like, okay, this has potential. I could see this being kind of an action type thing, kind of keeping it goofy, kind of keeping it fun. It's just, it's getting stupid. And any, like, good bits they're wasted. Um, yeah, stop trying to say that Katie is a good leader, because this outing has been bad. She has not been a good leader at all. I mean, you have. And there's one other thing. There's one other thing I need to point out, and this is kind of a nitpick from a previous issue, where Fuse runs into his sister, and yeah, where the devil is it? Maybe it's one of the pages I skipped. Anyway, I don't want to show it, but they run into one another, and she says about him being in a vibranium form. Again, she's a normal person. How are these people recognizing vibranium like that? I'm getting so wound up I can't even speak. It's okay. If I take you outside and show you a piece of metal, are you going to automatically know what alloy it is? Are you going to say, oh yeah, well that's obviously a ultra rare type of aluminum? I'm just pulling it out of my ass. I'm not a metallurgist or whatever. But yeah, this, a rare metal in the Marvel universe, and everyone can just recognize someone that's made out of it, just like that. Just like that, you just tell. Why? Because it's Marvel, and this book got worse. Oh, this book got worse. 22 minutes in. I want to make this quick. Why do I always say that? And then I get myself all wound up. So, I was kind of starting out here. I was like here the first issue. I saw potential, and it's just 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. I'm giving it a 4 o'clock. This is bad. It's the characters. The one thing I will say about this book, I'm actually starting to like Quentin, because he hates everything going on just as much as I am. So, America doesn't really. Her only real defining moment in here has been kind of hooking up with Ramon, even though Katie just saw her coming out of a portal. Gwenpool didn't do much. At least she didn't get character assassinated. No, this is pretty much Katie's show. This is Katie's book, and it's Katie Bishop and the West Coast Avengers. Yeah, that's it. This book's dumb. Get it out of my face. But remember, leave a comment. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I will be taking notice of that. Leave a comment. Who is your favorite New Mutant? And yeah, it was mentioned. I'm starting to swing. I've been swayed to Cannonball. Okay, I'm still sticking with Danny Moonstone, but some pretty good arguments have been made. So anyway, I'm done. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Well, it's still Thanksgiving, and I will see you all next time. And once again, thanks for watching.